In this class, we are going to understand features or advantages of C. There are 8 advantages or features present in the C language. Okay, we understand one after the other. First one is simple and easy to learn. C is very simple language and it is easy to learn. If you are not having any prior knowledge on computer science or any programming language, even then you can learn C language because it is very simple language. Okay, then faster program execution. So programs written in the C language executes much faster than the programs written in other languages. For example, you write a program in C, you write a program in Java, you write a program in Python, but the program written in the C language will execute faster than the Java and Python programs. Therefore, the advantage is faster program execution, means C programs executes much faster. Okay. Third one is data conversion. What do you mean by data here? We have to understand what is a data. So we have different types of data is there. For example, numbers without points are called as what? Integer values. Okay. Then data are what we called as values. Okay. Suppose now numbers with points are there. Numbers with points are there. These are called as float values. Okay. Then let's say that one character is there. This is what we call as letters are called as what? Character. Like this we have different types of data. Okay. So what does the C language do is, C language will convert a character to what? Integer, like 65. Then the integer is converted into what? A character A. Similarly, a float value is converted to what? A integer without points. And without points is converted to what? A float with points. This conversion is automatically done by the C language internally. For this conversion, we need not to write any extra programming. So this is also called as data conversion. Data conversion. So it will convert from one type of data to another type internally by the language, and this is called as data conversion, which is the advantage of C language. Okay. Next, platform independent. Okay, now we are going to understand platform independent. What is platform? Platform means operating systems. Okay, what operating systems? Windows operating system. Okay, Linux operating system or Mac operating system, etc. Okay, etc. are there. Okay, so what do you mean by this platform independent? Let me explain on the board now. Okay, let's say, suppose let's say that you have written one program. Okay, you have written one program. Is that clear? We have written one program. This program, if executes in any operating system like Windows operating system, like Linux operating system, like Mac operating system. Okay, if the program executes in any operating system, then this program is called as what? Platform independent program. Independent program, what we called as. Okay, so a program once written, if executes in any operating system with or without little changes in the program, and this feature is known as, okay, platform independent. So your C program executes in any operating system. Therefore C programs are called as what? Platform independent programs. Platform independent programs. Okay, so this is the advantage of C language. So once you write a program, that program will execute in any operating system. This is an advantage of C language. Okay, platform independent. Then we are going to understand portability. Portability is related to hardware. For example, same process now we are going to understand now. Okay, suppose a program that you have written, again let's assume that a program that you have written. This program, if executes in any hardware, like Windows machines will be there. Windows machine. Okay, Windows machine means a hardware that on in which Windows operating system will run. Okay, similarly we have Linux machines. Linux machine means it is a type of computer or hardware in which Linux operating system will run. Then what we call as Mac machine. Mac machine, okay, means Apple computer. Okay, so this is, now if a program once written, if executes in any hardware, okay, then this program is called as what? Portable program. Or simply called as program, simply called as what? Portability. Is that clear? So a C program, once you write, it will execute in what? Any hardware. Therefore, C programs are what? Portable programs. Okay, right. So what is platform independent? Platform independent means if a program executes in any operating system, it is called as platform independent. Portability means if a program executes in any hardware, it is called as portable program. Okay, right. This is what the definition that I have given. Please, you can note it. Okay, right. Then, so modular approach, another advantage we are going to understand, modular approach. So let us say that a simple example. Let me say that modular approach. What is this modular approach? Now, one software you want to write. Okay, what is software? This software is nothing but 1 crore of lines of program. 1 crore. Okay, 1 crore of lines of program. Assume 1 crore of lines of program. Okay, this particular 1 crore of line of program you cannot write. A single person cannot write this particular program, or one person or two persons can't write. So this program will be divided into parts. Okay, software is nothing but a very big program. Okay, let's say that this program is divided into parts. Like this, it will divide into what? Some parts. Like for example, 20 lakhs lines of code, 30 lakhs lines of code, like what? 50 lakhs of lines of code. It will divide into parts. Okay, this is divided into what? Parts. And again, this part is again divided into what? Subparts. Assume that it is like what? 10 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Okay, 5 lakhs and what? 15 lakhs of lines of code. Like this, it is divided. And means it is divided into again subparts. Assume that it is divided into subparts. Again, this particular 5 lakhs is divided into what? Again, assume that 5 parts. Assume it is 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh and what? 1 lakh. Like this, it will divide into subparts. Okay, these are called as small parts. What we call as small parts, which are called as modules. We call it as what? Modules. So dividing a big program. Let me write here. So software is nothing but very big program. Okay, very big program. Okay, so dividing a big program into parts, and these parts into subparts, and so on into simpler parts is known as, this particular process is known as modular approach. Modular approach or modular programming. Dividing a big program into parts, subparts and so on into simpler parts or modules is called as modular approach. Okay, what is the advantage of doing the divisions like this? Okay, now in the company, this module is given to one programmer, this small module is given to one programmer, and this is given to another programmer, this is given to another programmer, this is given to another programmer. Okay, so what does this programmer do? Means this programmer will write the code in his laptop. So this particular programmer will write the code in this laptop. Like this, individual people will write the code in what? Individual laptops. After completion of writing these 5 modules, okay, these 5 modules, let us say that after writing these 5 modules are combined into what? This particular 5 lakhs. Okay, these 5 modules are merged into what? This particular module. Okay, similarly these 3 modules are again combined to become what? 30 lakhs, and these particular 3 modules are now combined so that it becomes what? Software, and your software will be completed. Okay, so what is the advantage of dividing this particular program into simple parts? Means, let us say that now as number of people are writing the program at the same time, program can be completed in less time. Program can be completed in what? Less time. This is the first advantage of modular approach or modular programming. Okay, a big program can be completed in what? Less time, because number of people are working on the same program. Is that clear? Next, now this software, in this particular software, this programmer is writing only 1 lakh of lines of the software. So therefore, for this particular programmer, it becomes very easy to write, okay, to write the program. for this particular program very easy to write, means very easy to complete the software, very easy to handle the software. Okay, so this is the two advantage. So another one is what? Easy to write. Okay, easy to write or handle. Okay, so main advantage of modular approach is in less time a big program can be completed, and it can be handled very easily, it can be written very easily. Okay, these are two advantages of what? Modular programming. Okay, so dividing the large complex program into parts, subparts and so on into simpler parts is known as modular approach. Modular approach depends upon the rule, like what? Depends upon divide and rule. Modular approach works on the principle called as divide and rule. The main advantage of modular approach is the program can be completed in less time, and it can be written in easily, and it can be maintained easily. Okay, right. Then how you write this particular program, such type of programs, how you write in C language. Okay, so how you divide the program into parts and how you write in the C language means, in C language, see, functions concepts is present in C language. So functions concepts in a C language can be used to divide and write the programs. Okay, means modular approach programs can be written in the C language by using functions concept, Okay, right. So we will understand these functions later on. Okay, right. Then okay, next one is low level functions. What do you mean by low level functions? Right, let me tell you this one, low level functions. Now C language provides large number of low level functions. Okay, low level functions. Okay, so example, low level functions examples I write here, like what? Open function. Okay, then open function, let me write please, for open function, close function. Okay, write function, then read function, right? Then malloc function. Like this we have functions. Okay, means what does this particular functions do? These functions directly deals with the hardware. Okay, any function that directly deals with the hardware, such type of functions are called as what? Low level function. Let me say that. What does this open function do? Open function creates a file on hard disk. Okay, this is going to save the file. Okay, save file on what? Hard disk, let's say that. Okay, then write. Now what does the write do? It writes okay, data into file. Okay, read means what? Reads data from file on hard disk. Okay, right. Malloc allocates or creates. Okay, creates memory. Okay, so like this, these are the functions that directly deals with the memory, means what here? RAM, random access memory. Okay, right. Now these functions deals with the hardware. Okay, so any functions that deals with the hardware are called as what? Low level functions. Okay, right. Now using these low level functions, using these functions, okay, functions, we can write what is that? Is low level softwares we can write, or system software we can write. Okay, so in C language we can write system softwares because C language provides large number of what? Low level functions. So with the help of these functions we can write what? Low level softwares or system softwares. This is one of the advantages of C language. Okay, next one is what? Memory management. What is memory management? Means whenever we want, we can create the memory in the RAM, and memory, whenever we don't want that memory, we can clear it on the spot, and such type of thing is called as what? Memory management. Just information, you this information is enough for you. Okay, memory means, let me show you here. Suppose you take RAM means what? Random access memory. Now your program wants some memory. Yes, you can create some memory, and that memory you can assign to the program. Whenever the memory is not required, that memory you can clear. Such type of feature is allowed in the C language, and this is called as memory management. Okay, right. So these are the advantages or features of what? C language. Okay.